is walking over a ward.
This is the Azir prio issue, but LM's here.
Yeah, exactly. And Fate's going to come on through. Vickler is going to find him as well, as Cuzz going to try and turn it, but it ain't going to work. And now the flash comes through from the Azir as well. Quandong Freak's taking everything just because Rascal's going to lock him down there with the Rune Prison and then hold on to this turret for as long as Keen needs. Oh, wait, never mind. Oh, he burns down. The last tick of the Ignite going to help the turret out there.
And then it would have been 2 dead on the side of Quandong Freaks. Vickler, again, still flashless here. They're trying to bait something.
Elm and Cuzz fighting one another. Phase Rush going to get Fate into this one a little bit sooner as Cuzz is just going to get queued to death. Emperor's Divide avoided! Oh no, Elm not going to be hit by that damage as now Fate is chasing after Vickler, who still doesn't have his flash! And Teddy from over the wall has auto-attack range long enough with the rocket launcher, and they'll just transition into a Drake.
And this has not been Vickler's night here in the LCK. I mean, on the Victor, there were some serious issues with how he played. His just a plate casually picked up by the roaming Sejuani. What?
Moham also gets himself. Same thing here towards the top side as Keen. Let's see whether he can escape. Stun is going to come through with the Permafrost. There's the ulti as well, and so Cuzz will be able to lock down this kill. And maybe, just maybe, this will be... This decides, nope, as there's the final chapter, and it might be the final chapter here for Moham, who is going to go down. Super Mega Death Rocket, there's the flash out from Teddy. The Q's not enough, but the flash will get him there.
Yep. We call it Zeri game.
Yeah.
As the ults here both connect, and Teddy does get rocket value here, and somehow just is barely out of those Q's, but will force the flash. He's decided to force for that after the trades there. Subsequently is Rascal.
Yeah, Cuzz up here towards the top side, gets the flash in, and that's the Heartbreaker to secure it. All too easy.
Keen's got to be playing a little baked into his kit, but it's double lockdown or just one.
Well, Keen is now going to be caught in the river. There is the Glacial Prison, as well as the Permafrost, and Keen just nowhere he can go. Not enough.
Essentially, with the Yuumi on her back, because she's permanently going to have that, means that this comp has gone completely wrong for Quandong.
No, it has. And I was trying to, you know, oh man. Anyway, the Cyclone's going to come through. Yeah, Cuzz going to blow up. Vickler over the wall, though. And Aiming is still very large. They did wait out the ultimate, though. They have now got his cleanse on cooldown. Emperor's Divide scoops up both of the bottom lane members, and Teddy is going to fall first. Moham is, yeah, a bit of a formality here as it's a double kill for Aiming. Well, yeah. Okay. All right, well. Elm and Fate are still here as, all right, he just scoops them up. They knew the entire time as the Warrior Trickster is not tricky enough. They are going to be able to get the Rise out of here, but Aiming's through. The Extendo Beam, can it actually work? The answer is absolutely yes as the Rise explodes. Then he looks for Rascal, but he's a huge tank.
That's the hilarious part about Extendo Beam. It's so big that you're like, ooh, like, do I die to Extendo Beam or walk left and die to the fast Zeri? As Teddy is going to get Wild Growth.
Yeah, Cuzz taking a bit of damage here, but the top unit turret is going to fall down, and this game is basically over here at about 20 minutes in. KT, they got the God Draft and they used it beautifully. Decent cleanse there from Teddy to get out of the way of the Glacial Prison, but it bought space to destroy 2 inner turrets, one after the other. As Keen, yeah, he's finally managed to push out a lane, but we're in bounty territory now.
Yeah, we certainly are. Well, it's a 7,500 gold lead. The Zeri is fed. And if the Zeri gets fed at any game state, whether it's at 8 minutes into the game, 20 minutes, or 30 minutes, we know usually how those go. As this was some really scary observing here, but they knew based on where they were standing on the wave, they must have shown on a minion right before, that they were in one of those bushes. Blue Trinket checks the one on the right first, and then they go for the kills. Yeah, Extendo Beam means you either walk left and die, or you get hit by Extendo Beam and die. It's pretty big, it's pretty fat, it goes pretty far.
Choose your own adventure.
Imagine if you had like a Talia ult as your W, but it did damage also.
Whoa.
I mean, I'm being facetious, but...
She doesn't skate over it, unless you put it through a wall, and then I guess it does work exactly like that. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
5-0-0. It's exactly where Aiming was sitting on his Ashe in the last game. As look at this gold graph. That is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very cool, very cool.
Yeah. You don't need to do very much calculation to know where that one went, you know?
Yeah, it's been about a 9,000 gold swing.
Yeah. Went from a little bit in Quandong Freaks' direction to just linear to the top right for KT. His composition working out very, very effectively. I think the way Cuzz picked himself back up by just getting towards that top lane and making sure that Rascal can get back in there, deals with the Gwen, gets himself back into the game, and then in the meantime, Aiming and Life just 2v2 win their lane, and Vikla having to use his flash early never actually became any sort of issue whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he had to flash twice didn't matter because he only was killed and punished for it once, and then has subsequently been able to hit 2 great Emperor Divides, which, I mean, they basically locked down Kwangdong when it looked like Kwangdong might have a hope or a prayer in this game. Like, when the Cyclone came through from Elm, it was like, oh, wow, like, actually, Kwangdong turned that around. They've got tempo again. And
yeah.
Vikla was like, I'm sorry, no. No, not really, actually.
Not today. I just really liked his, I'm just going to kill you inside the trap that you've set up for me as well. That was my favorite Vikla moment so far, as Aiming is just freely pushing out this wave. As you saw, Cuzz stole a Bramble back just by wandering past.
That's Infernal Soul for KT Rolster here.
Yeah.
Whenever they want to take it. I mean, they don't have to get it on spawn. I mean, I guess they're like considering, should we do it with the jungler, without? Come on, Cuzz. Okay, all right, we'll smite it. Okay,
yeah, he'll just to do it right.
You guys want to do Baron too, as Vikla says, as he clears these wards? Because I'm pretty sure they can't be within 2 miles of it right now. So we have this meta is so oppressive. It is often we are seeing in the LCK the late game carry versus the early game carry in the bottom lane, or a later game carry versus one that needs to have more tempo. In this case, it's about the Rise trying to get ahead with that. The Zeri getting fed here just means that unfortunately Teddy can't compete. It's not because Teddy played a bad game here. He only died twice, and both of those were aggressive plays from the bottom 2v2. Yeah, maybe could have been a little bit safer when they got flash Yuumi ulted, but beyond that, like, there's not much Teddy could do in this moment where we're like, man, like, Teddy's really just fallen off in his career. I'm like, no, I mean, the game state just doesn't allow him to actually literally do anything. The same is true of Fate, who has had a 2-0-2 start to this game and now is just really trying to hope for there's a Realm Warp angle somewhere, anywhere, but he doesn't want a Realm Warp anywhere near KT, and he's just kind of side laning to build items that aren't going to be relevant because it's just going to be out-damaged in every fight by Azir and Zeri.
And outranged. In every fight by everyone. Sort of how it works as Rise, unfortunately, in this instance. That's why Azir has been picked into it so many times. Cuzz setting up here, looks for some stabs, doesn't really get too much as Keen accidentally avoids the Blade of the Rune King. Very nicely done.
I do just miss my Aphelios Jinx games and my Kai'Sa Aphelios games because it felt like there was always at least a late game condition and an even 2v2 matchup.
Yeah. Well, Quantum Freaks are just getting bullied out of their topside jungle. And it does look like they don't really have much of an idea of how to get back into this game. They see that the Rise is on the bottom side of the map, and KT will start off this Baron.
Yeah, Fate has teleport, of course, but what's he going to teleport over to do? You know, his Rise doesn't even have Everfrost. It's not going to be easy. He doesn't even have his crown up.
Yeah, and now Ellen, he's going to have to try and get out of here. Oh my god, the damage here from Aiming. He can scoot back over the wall if he'd like to. Keen in position. He's a little bit immune. But now you've got Ellen trying to find the Cyclone damage, but it doesn't work out. The Emperor's Divide, just gigantic from Vikla, who's had his full revenge on this game. And Aiming is now just going to chase down Keen. There's the Prowling Projectile. That's going to help grab the kill, and this game is done.
I wanted him to get him with the Extendo Beam. That's what I like. That's what my favorite ability, Bat Chest. That's what I like to see. 7-0-3.
I like that ability too, yeah.
7-0-3 is the Aiming scoreline, and there's a lot going on in this game. Cuzz and Vikla both had their redemptions as Rascal was the vassal through the top side of the map, the punishment of Keen. But we are going to a game 3 here. KT Rolster on blue side will bring us there.